have you ever been scammed via like any money scheme or something like that? Because like I remember like
like phone scams and stuff like that.
No, just like been scammed with like transferring money and then you never got it back or something like that. Because I remember when I was the only time I've sent money that was just like I just got completely scammed, and I rightly so got scammed because this was when I was trying to buy a fake ID when I was underage, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I mean, no, I totally deserved
instant
it.
karma compilation.
No, it is. I absolutely deserved it. But because like I remember, back when you were a UK teen, the person who had the fake ID was the cool guy, right?
He was the king.
Yeah, he was the fucking king because he could buy the drinks. He could buy the alcohol. He whips out the realistic looking fake ID, and it's not just like the obviously like really like obviously fake student ID that you can buy from like $5 on the from like some guy. So I was just like, I knew a guy who had a fake ID. So I was like, how did you get it? And he tells me this, really dodgy fucking website. And I'm just like,
of course.
And I'm just like, am I desperate enough to carry the risk of trying to purchase this ID?
He says as he was downloading Tor.
Because this is how
Amazon.
Because this is how I realized, because you couldn't pay by card with this website,
Bitcoin?
right? Yeah. No. This is way before Bitcoin. You had to transfer via Western Union.
Oh,
Oh my god!
And
like literally anything with that is a scam. Anything that uses, I'm pretty sure that's how Western Union makes money. Through scams.
Which is why I asked, right? Because I obviously because I had never heard of fucking Western Union before. I was just like, what the fuck is Western Union?
I only know about it from scams.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Now I do know about it from scams.
Yeah.
And so because I tried sending this, I was like, how do I send money via Western Union? Is that a bank? Is that like some Nigerian bank or something? Like I've never heard of this before. And like through buying this fake ID, because at that point I was a dumb kid and I was stupid enough to just try.
You were desperate enough.
I was stupid and desperate enough to just try anything to like get a fake ID.
Man was desperate. Mans was desperate.
Yeah. So I was like, sure, I'll try this Western Union stuff. Maybe it would work out. And then I find out that you can only send like Western Union transfers at not even banks, but like certain corner shops in the UK. Right? It's not even anything official. It's like the most dodgiest places you can send money, and these are the only places you can send money. And I'm just like, maybe it'll work out.
That's like the equivalent of being like, you can buy this with cash, but we have to meet in an alleyway somewhere. You can't be on the open road.
I think I would have preferred to meet someone in the alleyway because at least there would be like another person I could communicate with, right?
How much was it?
Huh?
How much was it?
It was like £30. So, I mean, that was a lot for me as a 16-year-old kid or whatever, right? What was I trying to? Moral of the story is, don't buy fake ID, kids. It's not worth it.
Yeah. And also,
it's not worth it because you didn't fucking get it.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid like me.
The moment you see Western Union as well, turn around. Like, don't even bother with that shit. I know Japan actually has like a lot of scams because like, you know how the population here is very old, right? Like the majority of them. So there's a lot of like phone scams that happen.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And the most famous like variety of phone scams is they're called ore ore sagi, which means the me scam. So basically how it works is a guy calls up like an old, granddad or a grandfather who like, they do back research to see like, do they have grandchildren? Do they have a son or a daughter? And they call them up and they go, oh, it's me. Like posing as their son or daughter, being like, oh, it's me. I need help. Can you get me like X amount of money? So on and so forth. And so many old people fall for it.
Well, because everyone's so, polite in this country.
Yeah, right.
That.
It's insane how much, like my grandma almost fell for it one time. I remember like when I was quite young. Luckily she didn't, but like, they asked for like absurd amounts of money, like, upwards of like hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Jesus.
Just be like, yeah, can you transfer it like tomorrow? I'm like desperately needed. I just lost my job, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Every year, dude, like old people
I need
fall
$100,000. I've lost my job.
Yeah, I lost my job.
I need to order a Domino's pizza in Japan. I need $100,000.
I need to buy out all the Domino's stocks.
I need one large Domino's pizza from Japan.
$100,000.
$100,000. There's also the, I remember I watched videos about people who became homeless in Japan. And apparently one of the scams that makes people homeless a lot of the time is guarantor scams. So like people ask, people to be like guarantors on their rent, and then they just run off.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have to pay the guarantor thing, and they lose a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
'Cause most people can't afford to pay double rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is it's the shitty thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not to mention the key money and like the fucking house
that's
money, all that
a
kind of
scam in
stuff.
itself.
Yeah, that's key money's a scam in and of itself.
That's just a scam everyone's agreed to, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
At what point does it stop being a scam, and does it just like...
Tradition is the biggest scam of all.
I just don't understand the point of that. Just being like, oh yes, here is an extra month worth of rent as a thank you for letting this peasant stay in your abode. And it's like, I'm fucking paying rent every month. Are you not happy with the rent money?
I'm already paying you money to stay in your place, and you want to pay me extra money to be thankful that I'm payaying you money? Why
Are you not thankful enough for the rent?
why should I be thankful to pay you money?
So yeah, in Japan you have to pay 1 to 2 months rent up front.
Yeah.
Just for free.
Depending. Some places you don't have to.
Yeah, my new
And
place
it's
I
not a
didn't have to.
deposit, because, you know,
No.
the deposit's like...
Yeah, everyone always asks, is it a deposit?
No.
Deposit
There's
is
a
separate.
deposit,
Yeah.
which like comes back to you after you move out. But then there's key money, which just does not return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally just like...
It's just a bribe. That's all it is. It's to be like, you'll let me
It's
stay,
illegal.
right?
It's illegal.
It's a legal
Yeah.
bribe. It's like, you'll let me stay, right? Need some money.
You know, at least they don't... In Japan, they don't have to deal with like Microsoft scams and like the Indian call centers.
Oh, yeah, true.
They
Oh,
don't
my
have any of
God.
that.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine that?
I think it's the reason we get them so much because any people can speak English.
That's true.
But I remember
The
when
moment Indians can start speaking Japanese, it's over.
yeah. Right? I remember
It's like the moment where actual companies move their call centers from India to like literally any other country.
Yeah.
It's over, but it's
It's
always
over.
in India. That's
Yeah.
what makes it so hard sometimes.
God.
yeah, everywhere you'd call in the UK, it was always an Indian call center, especially if it was internet.
Yeah,
I remember the amount of times I'd call up and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm talking to a scam because the service is so shit. You could fool me.
No, it's always like internet and banking as well.
Yeah.
Right. Which
That's
is,
always great to
Which
have
is the two big things.
Yeah, that's always great to have a dad who worked in IT because I never needed to call them. Just be like, Father, help me, please.
Help me.
I know you're not Indian.
Yeah, when I first worked with Bookwalker, I was doing a promotion with them, and it was actually on one of my videos where I prank called scammers.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where I learned that they don't have them in Japan. Because I'd made this video, right, where I basically just called up scammers and I just kept promoting Bookwalker to them.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
just
video.
kept doing it,
Yeah.
and then I would like do a supercut of like
Yeah.
the funniest moments. And they would get really pissed off.
Yeah.
And they would be like Microsoft, and I would just be like, I would just start playing the Price is Right music to them and just start basically doing a pitch and just pissing them off.
Yeah.
And then whenever they block my number, I'd make a new number and I'd call them again.
Yeah.
And so I filmed it, and it was great. It was this really funny bit. It was like 2 minutes long, and it was just great of me, and it was great promotion because you know,
Well,
it
yeah.
was
I mean, that
literally
series
just-
was
yeah.
doing really well
It
for
was
you.
literally me just doing ad reads for 2 minutes to Indians and call centers.
Yeah.
And then I sent it off to Bookwalker, and I was like, oh god, they might not like it. Oh, and then they were like, yeah, oh, okay, it looks good. Will we get in trouble with Microsoft for doing this? And I was like,
The
what?
truth comes out. Microsoft backing up scammers.
No, it's because when we called them up, they obviously pretended to be Microsoft.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
of
So,
course.
so
Yeah.
Bookwalker was like, "Oh, is Microsoft okay with you doing this?"
How dare you harass their employees?
Shit, do we need approval from Microsoft on that?
And I was like, "What? No, you know what this is, right? Like, no, what? What? It's like, it's like the scam. You know, they call you up and tell you about your PC being broken. They're like, no way, that's a thing."
That's a thing.
And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah. I think it was Tim Aileen actually.
You know when you call up Microsoft, you know who's going to answer first. Cortana's going to answer you first.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
It was fake, but I had to make sure.
oh yeah, so it's even worse because Mailing's American, and Mailing should have known this.
Yeah.
Have written proof.
Mailing
Written
was-
proof
So
that
Mailing
they
just
were
said she needed
scammers.
written proof that it was a scam.
So excuse me,
Can you give me approval?
can
Tell me
you
it's a
sign in
scam?
blood if you are actually scamming me right now? I'm not sure.
Only in Japan.
like,
you
promise-
need written
you
proof from
promise-
scammers that you're being scammed.
You promise you won't scam me? I promise I won't scam you.
Yeah.
Scammed you.
There's an agreement.
Oh my god.
Do I have your word, scammer?
Yeah. Do I have your word?
Do I have your word?
I can trust you, right,
Do you have
scammer?
a Hanko stamp? Can we get a Hanko proving you're not a...
My god. Yeah, that is true. Actually, now that I think about it, we don't have anything like that in Japan.
To be honest, right? Because think about it. Even if Mailing says that, she jokes saying proof, right?
Hmm.
What's stopping a Japanese company from saying, we're providing tech support?
Yeah.
They get their Hanko stamp, their Japanese governments. They start calling up people saying, hi, we're Microsoft. They probably wouldn't get shut down for a while.
Probably not.
Because even if the report gets filed, the Japanese government will take 5 fucking years to analyze the case and decide that it's a scam.
And by then, they'll have fucking dipped out.
Yeah, and then they'll have 10 new networks and companies.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Well, I hope none of the Indian scammers see this.
They're like, write that down, write that down.
5-head move.
Like, gentlemen, we are expanding.
Dave knows Nihongo. Get him in. He knows Keigo. They'll surely fall for it.
Who's seen anime here? Who's watched anime?